Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Today, the game is different.
I want to gamble. Gambling is a very serious business. Is that clear?
Welcome to House of Cards. Dave Weischadle with you here, deep from the swamps of Jersey. We got a great show coming up for you. You know, usually during the show, I get to interview some of the biggest newsmakers in the gaming and casino industries. But this week, I'm going to be joined by the House of Cards executive producer, Doug Weischadle, and we're going to actually talk about some of the biggest news stories happening in the gaming and casino industry. Whether it be casinos, sports betting, iGaming, esports, the gaming industry is constantly changing, and Doug's going to pick a couple of the biggest stories that occur in the last month, and we're going to talk about them and see what they mean for the gaming industry. So when we come back, we're talking about some of the biggest gaming and casino news stories of the month. So stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards.
You may want to attend college,
but you have a full-time job and kids that need your full-time attention.
How can you possibly attend college?
You learn online at South University.
Earn your degree while you still earn a paycheck.
Take care of your future while you take care of your children.
Earn your degree any hour, any day, from anywhere.
And the credit transfer policies also make it easier to return to college.
Earn your degree online from instructors who go way beyond the classroom to help their students change their lives.
And help their students change the lives of their children.
Learn online at South University.
Call 800-829-8056.
College is a road to your destination.
And every journey begins with a starting point.
Start from South University online.
The convenience of taking classes where you want.
The flexibility of taking classes when you want.
So you can become who you want.
South University online.
Call 800-829-8056. That's 800-829-8056.
Hey, this is Dave Weischadle from House of Cards with your House of Cards gaming report for the week of May 19th, 2025. With Pennsylvania officially becoming the sixth state to join the multi-state internet gaming agreement for online poker, WSOP Online became the first online poker operator to expand its player pool across 4 states. Those 4 states are Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan, and Nevada, which combined have over 150,000 online poker players. Caesars also unveiled the 2025 WSOP Online Bracelet schedule, which features 30 online bracelet events. Fanatics Gaming announced the launch of Fanatics Casino. The online platform has all the classic casino games like blackjack, slots, roulette, and video poker. Fanatics Online Casino is available in iOS and Android platforms in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and West Virginia. Fanatics also launched a web version of its online casino in West Virginia, with New Jersey, Michigan, and Pennsylvania coming soon. And finally, not only was it a fun race to watch, the Kentucky Derby was a record-breaking race. On Derby Day, there was a record handle of $349 million, and the Kentucky Derby race itself had a record handle of over $234 million. The entire Derby week had a record handle of $473.9 million, and if that wasn't enough, Twin Spires had record handles for Derby Day and for the Kentucky Derby race. Have any news or tips regarding casinos, gaming, or legislation? Send us an email at newsroom@houseofcardsradio.com and follow us on X at HNC Radio.
You're listening to House of Cards. Check us out at houseofcardsradio.com.
We must get her back. I'll be satisfied if we get her half back. I'll take a quarter back. In fact, I'll take Notre Dame in 2 points.
Oh, you want 2 points?
I certainly do.
Well, you got 'em.
Oh!
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weischadle with you here. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We're going to start off this week talking about a topic I've kind of been not focusing too much on because it's a constantly shifting landscape lately, and that's the prediction market operators.
Oh, yeah. No, that's something's going to have to be done with that. So,
well,
even beyond the courts, I think there has to be legislation or rules or regulations adopted for that.
Well, it's very interesting watching the two tracks, and if you're paying close attention, we're seeing two different types of prediction markets that are being lumped in together, the election markets and the sports prediction markets. Mm-hmm. And, you have groups out there, Kalshi, Robinhood, Crypto.com. They're all being served cease and desist in a couple different states. You've got a couple lawsuits, as a matter of fact, going on.
Sure.
But we're starting to see the, and also even DraftKings had a prediction business filed with the CFTC, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. They withdrew that.
They never launched that. Yeah.
Right. And Sport Trade is now applying for one. Mm-hmm. And we even had Flutter in their earnings call discuss a U.S. prediction market for them, whether it's FanDuel or whatever they're going to come up with, because they, in their conference call, they mentioned, well, we kind of run betting exchanges overseas anyway. Mm-hmm. We know what we're doing with it, but they're, they announced that they're interested in the market.
Well, look, they're calling a lot of these prediction operators are calling these events. Is that what the technical term is that they're using? These aren't sports bets; they're events.
Well, again, you got two different ones. You got the election and you got the sports.
Well, let's just stick with the sports right now. The election is just a weird stuff, and people
the election does
people voting
impact
on the Pope and stuff like that. That's kind of bizarre to me. I never even thought about doing stuff like that. But sticking with the sports, I know they're calling them events and not sports bets, and it's really just, what kind of language are they using? And I applaud them. I'm a lawyer. You get any edge you can, and if there's a loophole, which is the situation with this stuff, if there is a loophole, exploit it until there isn't a loophole anymore. I think the problem is there are loopholes. There's wiggle room, and there's uncertainty in the rules and regulations, and I think that's going to have to come to a head somewhere where the states are going to have to put in new rules, new regulations, new legislation, something just to clear up confusion. The fact that we're talking about it means, there's a lot of people having different opinions on what's out there with regard to rules. So, something's going to have to be more defined within the rules and regulations. Because, look, regulators in states really are unsure of what to do with these things.
Well, you have the CFTC, the commission just did a voluntary
that's Commodities Futures
I said that 3 times already, so I'm tired of saying it. Okay. CFTC. They just did a voluntary dismissal of their suit against Kalshi. Mm-hmm. And that was really focused on the election side, but some of the language in the ruling and the depositions and the filings could be used for sports prediction markets down the road. But we're starting to see not just the states going against the individual operators. We have Michigan now sending a letter to the CFTC talking about, hey, we need some kind of help here, some kind of guidance with regards to the sports prediction markets.
Exactly the problem I just said.
And the NBA is now doing it too. Yeah. And the NBA actually phrased it in a really interesting way. The part of this letter, the NBA support for legalized sports betting has long been underwritten by our view that sports betting is made safer when it is legal and subject to robust sports-specific regulations. Mm-hmm. Now, they mentioned the states have all this in place already for sports betting, but there's no one at the commission that is in charge of doing any of this.
See, that's the problem. There are no clear-cut rules and regulations dealing with this issue, and when there are no clear-cut rules, there's no clear-cut enforcement if there's found that there's something wrong going on or something inappropriate going on. How do you stop something if you don't know what the rules are to have them operate in the first place? So the states are going to have to look long and hard at this issue, which they are, and I think the new rules and regulations are going to have to be adopted. Just like with the sports, just like with the election. And let me tell you something, the same thing is going to happen. I know it's a different subject, but the whole same thing is going to have to be done with the sweepstakes casinos.
It's not really a different topic because
it's one of those things where they fall under.
There's a loophole there.
It's a loophole. There's a loophole. There's the rules and regulations are silent on what these operators can do. And a lot of times, look, let's be honest, they're playing with the language.
Yeah.
And events look like sports bets.
Yeah, they are.
They're calling them events.
They are.
But they're calling the sports bets.
And you got to look at the way, if the more states do what Michigan did, send a letter to the CFTC, they are going to have to start looking at doing something. I think with this new administration in place, they are sort of like more lenient towards some of these gray area types of
the states
operators.
The gambling rules and regulations stem from the states. The states are in control of the gambling within their borders. The state legislators are going to have to get together and see what they can do. Each individual state legislator is going to have to do something with regard to this because it's just so much confusion out there. There's so much uncertainty. No one knows what to do. Everyone's sending letters saying this and that and the other thing. Give us guidance, and we need guidance. When you need guidance, you need rules and regulations so you know how to operate. And you know if something is going wrong with something or if something inappropriate is happening, we need to know what can be done, and that is in the rules and regulations.
I mean, even if it's something like the commission issuing a statement saying prediction markets outside of sports betting fall under our purview. If it's a sports prediction market, that's a state's issue.
Yeah.
Even something that simple could actually alleviate a lot of the confusion. But again, it's a matter of we have basically a new gray market in the United States with these prediction markets.
When you're a sports betting operator, you have to operate within the limits that the states say.
Right.
Right. With these prediction markets, the limits are pretty blurred, you know? Yeah. I mean, there are certain rules with college sports and certain rules with what you can and can't offer as a sport to be bet on.
But the election and the event prediction trading, if you want to call it trading, like betting on the Oscars, the Pope, all that stuff.
Some you're talking about sports betting operators. Some states don't allow you to bet on the Oscars.
I'm just saying.
But these prediction markets, maybe they're blurring the line of what you can and can't do.
When they first started doing the event predictions, I'm not talking the sports, the event prediction markets. That's why the CFTC is the controlling body. When they started doing the sports betting, quote unquote, the sports prediction markets, the sports prediction markets, that's where the states have to come in. And maybe, like I said, maybe it's as simple as the CFTC saying, we'll handle all the other stuff. You take care of the sports prediction markets to the states. No one knows yet. And Flutter had the right idea. We want to get into it, but we're going to wait and see.
Yeah, because this has to be cleared up because this is an unsustainable situation here with regard to the operators and the sports betting operators and the state legislators. And, this is sending a cease and desist. This is sending a letter for guidance.
This one is suing somebody,
You need the
New
rules
Jersey,
and
Nevada both
regulations.
sued Kalshi. So, I mean, we're seeing states versus the operators. And it's just, it's kind of a waste of a lot of money now until somebody has some kind of clear guidance from the commission.
State legislators are going to have to do something. Each individial state
the prediction operators fall under the commission's purview.
Sure.
Until that changes, you got to go to them.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break right now. House of Cards, stick with us.
rated in the best hearing aids of 2024. The Audien Atom 2 series offers superior sound quality and functionality for a fraction of the price. For just $189 a pair, the Atom 2 features 4 different hearing modes for all types of hearing loss. It packs crystal clear sound, a nearly invisible design, and is even rechargeable.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids. They're so comfortable, I forget I'm wearing them. And the sound is amazing.
The Atom Pro 2 is our smallest hearing aid yet, featuring advanced background noise cancellation, and is the world's first hearing aid with built-in UV cleaning that kills 99% of bacteria.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed without seeing a doctor or having a hearing test.
Join over 500,000 happy customers today and get the hearing you deserve.
Call 1-800-457-0924 or go to AudienHearing.com to get your pair of Audien hearing aids starting at just $189.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-733-6860. 800-733-6860.
You're listening to the House of Cards.
Whoa! I think we got a show.
Oh, yeah, we got a show.
We definitely got a show.
Oh, yeah, there's a show. Hey, it's all about ratings, baby, and we got them.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weischadle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with House of Cards executive producer Doug Weischadle, talking about some of the biggest gaming and casino news stories of the month.
Starting off the rundown this week, the NCAA is in the news again with regards to sports betting.
Okay.
It seems to be NCAA always has something to do with the sports betting industry now. They've been pushing for bans on this and that in terms of all different aspects of the industry. They're worried about the influence of the industry on their players. And here we have the NCAA announcing a brand new deal with Genius Sports to disseminate and sell their live data.
Oh, okay, great.
I'm just watching them slowly turning the corner on getting more and more involved in the sports betting industry. It's the championship events only that they're selling.
Okay, all right.
But it is a step towards selling live data for the sports betting operators.
Well, you know, that's it's part of sports now. I mean, it has to be done, and I think the NCAA is doing it right. I mean, your data is going to be out there. You might as well have a company like Genius Sports, who is like the top in that field, disseminate it and compile it and present it. So I think it's a good move for the NCAA. It's going to have to happen. So. And I'm going to use a term with all leagues to protect the integrity of the information. I think it's great that Genius Sports is doing.
Well, here's the overall deal. Genius Sports will have the right to sell live data from all NCAA championships through 2032. Mm-hmm. Includes men's and women's March Madness basketball tournaments. I know we're not supposed to use the term March Madness on air. When
I still don't even
stuff.
know what we're supposed to use and what we're not supposed to use, so I don't know.
But it's kind of interesting that certain things are not included. Regular season's not included.
Okay.
FBS football postseason games like the college football playoffs, not included.
Okay.
It looks like it's more just for basketball than anything else.
Well, I think as this deal goes on, I think you're going to see it really go into other sports and other things like that. But, like I said, sports betting's a part of sports now. So, you have to put everything in place to get the proper data out and the proper information out. So you don't want everyone else doing this information. I'd rather have Genius Sports really concentrate on this, and I think NCAA is doing it right.
And it looks like the NCAA...
It's necessary.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely necessary. You can't get around it. The data is such an important part of not only fantasy sports, but also, sports betting. So, it's out there. So.
And actually, the way the NCAA and Genius tailored this does fit in with the NCAA's mission regarding prop betting as well as athlete protection, because the other aspects of this includes a ban on high-risk proposition bets, whatever you want to define the high risk as.
Okay.
Specifically underperformance wagers.
Who makes that decision? High risk.
That's what I'm saying. They're not totally defined yet in all this. But
I don't know
the
what
underperformance wagers. I understand that.
There's always some risk in
yeah.
Proposition bets, and I don't know what level it has to reach to make it a high risk. So I don't know what that means.
But I did like the underperformance wagers are not allowed.
Yeah. What they call them, negative?
Well, no, that's something else. That's
something
negative
different?
outcome. They also have a ban on negative outcome bets, which is
right.
not making a field goal.
Okay.
This is if a person doesn't score 15 points a game kind of thing. And, I think what they're trying to say is the under part of those over-unders of totals for players, the player has more control over the under than they do the over.
Well, I don't know if that's what they're worried about.
That's what they're worried about.
They're
looking at point shaving. That's the old-fashioned term of saying that. But, there are instances, there are investigations going on about players doing that. Now, whether or not they find anything, that's a whole other thing. But they are trying to ban, and they are banning under this agreement, underperformance wagers. Now, the other ones, wagers on injuries, totally understand that one.
Yeah, no, that's creepy anyway.
Yeah.
Who the hell bets on someone getting hurt?
Well, how about
that's
these?
Awful.
I'm still trying to figure out what market offers.
By the way, if you're betting on someone getting hurt, you're a creep.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's kind of sad to see that one, but
stupid.
Yeah, but officials' decisions. I still haven't found a market in the United States, at least, that offers that.
I've never seen that.
No.
And anything on the officials. I'm trying to rack my brain. I don't remember any bet or any prop bet on officials. So
how about this one? Fan voted awards. I guess they're talking about Heisman's, and that's not fan voting, though, is it?
Yeah, no. I don't know what. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what awards those are. So no, I think Heisman is. I don't know. A lot of these awards now have an element of fan voting. You can always cast your eye. So I don't like I said, a lot of it, the Maxwell Club Award or the award for linebacker and stuff like that. Or a defense award. A lot of that is from the media and things like that. But I don't know. Sometimes they have an element of fan voting. So I don't know.
And to answer your question about,
I have to take a deep dive into that one. That's an interesting fan voting awards.
I'm more curious about the officials' decisions to see where that's offered. I've never seen that.
Yeah,
but
I never.
To answer your other question regarding who controls what a risky bet is, there is one aspect also that's included this where Genius Sports can control that.
Okay.
This is something.
So
called,
if something's like a plus 700, is that, I guess, a higher risk?
I don't know exactly.
Is that how they're? I don't know how they're judging.
But
it.
what Genius has instituted or will establish under this new expanded deal with the NCAA, an authorized gaming license for their sportsbook clients. If the sportsbook wants to offer NCAA feeds and logos, they have to agree to limit risky bet types.
Okay.
Not specific on what these are considered risky, because I think that's going to be case by case.
Well, it's also state by state. When it comes to NCAA, each state is something different. I always say here in New Jersey, we're not allowed to bet on colleges and universities located within our state, and we can't bet on collegiate activities that occur.
Well, that's not included in risky bets.
I know, but it's an example of how different each state is with regard to NCAA betting.
Well,
some states allow prop bets, others don't. So
again, this is going to be really looks like it's going to be determined by Genius Sports first, because of that license establishment that they've got there. It's part of the new deal, I guess, they have with sportsbooks for NCAA under this deal.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess it's a step in the right direction for NCAA.
No. It's a necessary step. This, whether you're talking about sports betting or fantasy, it's all about data, and where you get the data is very important, and you need official data, or again, protect the integrity of the game. The integrity lies in the data. So.
Here's my question: will this type of deal that the NCAA has carved out with Genius Sports? Will other leagues follow this? MLB, NFL, no risky bets, no underperformance bets. Is this something that may be a precursor to what the pro leagues do?
Well, I guess we'll have to see how this goes. This contract goes with the NCAA, and I guess look, if another league likes what they see, what's happening with the NCAA and the these provisions of the contract, why not jump in?
It's also a very subtle way to control your IP, your intellectual property, logos, brands, all that stuff.
No, absolutely. That's again, it's a necessary step that I think the NCAA is taking.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break right now. House of Cards, stick with us.
Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand.
Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With costs going up, Adam & Eve is the best deal around. With 50% off a sexy adult product at adamandeve.com. That's 50% off right now when you point the camera on your smartphone at the code on the screen. Don't get up. Just open your camera and point it at the screen. Hurry! You'll also get 10 free gifts, including free discreet shipping at checkout. This is your chance to get more for less. So scan now for 50% off plus 10 free gifts from adamandeve.com.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Where was the house? Where was the House of Cards?
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weischadle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with House of Cards executive producer Doug Weischadle, talking about some of the biggest gaming and casino news stories of the month.
Well, starting off this week, we're going to be talking another survey that has to do with the sports betting industry, but it's a sort of a little different type of survey.
Okay.
It's almost like this survey was commissioned in response of what's happening with some of the legislation that's being considered by different states as well as the federal government. You have the Safe Bet Act regarding putting limitations on advertising of sports books and gambling portions of the industry.
Okay.
We've got a brand new Nielsen research study commissioned by the American Gaming Association that was looking at the amount of advertising of not just sports betting and sports books and traditional sports books, but the overall gambling industry as compared to everything else that's advertising with sports broadcasts.
Oh, okay. So they looked at sports programming,
Right.
and they saw the types of advertisements that are being presented there.
And then also they looked at the types of sports, too.
Okay, all right.
And what the overall overarching storyline here is there were more ads for alcohol than for sports betting during NBA, WNBA, and Major League Baseball programming in 2024.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I can certainly understand that. I mean, I really haven't been paying attention. I haven't been keeping notes of how many alcohol commercials there are, how many sports books there are. But there is a lot of alcohol commercials in there.
But the betting ads...
And if I see one more alcohol, what is it, the hard iced tea commercial?
Oh, that's
every
everywhere.
time I turn on the TV, that's on.
Yes.
So, you know.
I'm starting
which is fine.
I'm
Which
actually
is fine.
starting
I'm
to see
just,
a lot more Stella Artois ads or whatever with
Okay.
Matt Damon in it and all that.
Oh, okay. All right.
But betting ads were more frequent than alcohol during NFL, NHL, PGA, NASCAR, and Major League Soccer programming.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought that was kind of an interesting breakdown, the football, hockey, golf, racing, more so than basketball for betting.
Okay.
And I don't know if that has anything to do with there's more betting markets in those sports than there are in NBA and Major League Baseball, but it seems like there's an incongruity in that.
I'll keep an eye out on it. So I really haven't been paying attention to the types of advertising. I recognize it when I recognize it, but I haven't been paying attention to it. I can tell you in the mornings, non-sports programming in New Jersey, when I watch the local news, I get two types of advertising: gambling and Broadway shows.
Yes.
Constant Broadway shows. But when I say gambling, I just don't mean sports betting. I mean online casinos. I mean, I'm seeing more online casino commercials in the morning anyway, during the morning local New Jersey news, than I'm seeing sports betting ads. So,
funny you should say that.
I don't think I see any alcohol commercials in the morning. I haven't been paying attention, but it's just one of those things. It's either gambling or Broadway shows.
Well, this is all just for sporting events.
Okay, yeah.
Because if you take a look at what's going on in the industry overseas, a lot of countries have a whistle-to-whistle ban on advertising sports betting during the games.
I'm
and
curious
the
about
Safe Bet Act is proposing that as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing when I watch. I don't know what particular country I was watching. It was soccer, and there was sports betting all across the boards.
Right.
I mean,
they haven't done anything with those.
Does that count as advertising? I mean, can you have sports betting operators on like a soccer board or whatever the hell they're called, dasher boards, whatever? Is that considered advertising? I would think it's considered
team sponsorship, but
Okay.
that's how a lot of the teams over in the UK are going around the advertising during their broadcasts. Because if it's on the field, it's technically not considered a TV ad. And it's very interesting. That's a whole other hair-splitting dichotomy you got there going with the UK. But you look at everything.
I don't think it was. It might not have been the UK. So I don't know where I was
I'm
watching.
talking about in terms of that's where a lot of the ban is. That's and people are using that as an example of how they're crafting some of their advertising limitations in their legislation now.
Sure.
And we're wondering whether or not this is going to be the new trend. I don't think whistle to whistle bans are going to happen in the United States. Maybe there's a time and day for it that they're looking at that would work. But according to this study, the American Gaming Association is pointing out that this study disproves that there's a lot more sports betting ads than people think there are.
Well, yeah, I guess in certain areas there would be. The one thing I see, especially on weekend early mornings, there are certain... there's certain operators who do sports betting, but they also have online casinos, and I'm seeing half-hour shows on the XYZ online casino report, and I see that every morning. And I know that's a half hour that's paid programming. So does that fall into the idea of and it's on the local sports channels.
Yeah.
So.
But this is during sporting events. This is all just during sporting events.
Okay.
And they found the study found
because
that,
I'm seeing it all day long.
Yeah. All day long is a whole other issue.
Yeah,
but you're looking at sports books accounting for just 0.8% of total national spend on television commercials the entire 2024. So, everybody is the American Gaming Association, rightly so, called a lot of the armchair quarterbacking going on regarding the advertising as almost like lazy journalism, where they're just assuming it's everywhere because they flip on a TV. You catch one or two commercials, you may not see more commercials later on down the road. I mean, but again, it's, a lot of the time the spending is going down now because if you notice, they're changing the way they're doing everything. There's a lot more CGI involved in some of the commercials. I mean, I saw one operator where they have actual footage of generic footage of a game going on, and then all of a sudden you could see it switch to CGI, and then like a half-court shot.
Okay.
And you can see that switching over, and you're seeing a lot more celebrities being involved, which is causing the cost to rise. So you're seeing a lot less commercials.
Well, what I'm seeing also is hockey. I see
hockey. By the way, was the highest percentage of gambling-related ads of the major sports.
I was going to say, but they have. I know they're not called green screens anymore.
You're confusing commercials with
on-ice
advertising.
Well, that's another
Two
question. Does that fall under advertising? Because every period or every
this was just TV commercials.
This is just TV commercials, but there's so much more. That's a point I made. There's on the board behind the goals on the ice, and it's changing constantly during the game. So it's one of those things where it's becoming part of the sport. So it's one of those things you have to look at.
And the study specifically pointed out that the number of TV ads for traditional sports books is down 17% year over year. And down 44% from 2021, which is what they consider the benchmark year for sportsbook advertising.
Okay. Well, I like I said, and I've been saying that I'm seeing more in New Jersey anyway. I'm seeing more commercials for online casinos more than sportsbooks. Yeah. So it's interesting where the spend is going.
Well, the spend is still going into the sportsbook ads, but really the frequency is not as much as people realize it is.
Sure.
And it just appears that way. I mean, if people are watching one show, so let's take it out of sports for a second. If you're watching just a regular TV show and you turn on your TV and you're watching it and you see an ad, you think the ads are everywhere. I mean, it's the frequency doesn't match the impression of the frequency.
It's interesting too. If you have a smart TV, I'm constantly seeing a lot of advertisement, a lot of alcohol advertisement, a lot of gambling advertising, whether it be sports betting or online casinos, because I guess they're localized. A lot of these streaming commercials, they're geo-targeted. So
use the correct terminology.
Geo-targeted.
Yes, but again, with regards to OTT channels, a lot of the OTT networks function on 60% commercial fill, which means 40% of the time of the commercials you're seeing are replays of the other 60. So it's not really considered part of individual ads. So there's a lot of different frequency.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing
there.
how people get their product in front of people's eyes.
Yeah.
So it's pretty complex if you think about it. They're online, they're streaming, it's just incredible.
But again, the overall point of the survey, there's not as much advertising as you think. Take that for what it's worth.
Okay.
We're going to take a quick break right now. House of Cards, stick with us.
With costs going up, Adam and Eve is the best deal around. With 50% off a sexy adult product at adamandeve.com. That's 50% off right now when you point the camera on your smartphone at the code on the screen. Don't get up. Just open your camera and point it at the screen. Hurry. You'll also get 10 free gifts, including free discreet shipping at checkout. This is your chance to get more for less. So scan now for 50% off plus 10 free gifts from adamandeve.com.
It's a casino. People gotta win sometime.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a giant, colorful check to deposit.
Welcome to another edition of Beating the House. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're going to be crisscrossing the country, sometimes the continent, sometimes even the world, talking about the latest jackpots in the casino and lottery industries. If it's $100,000 or more, we will be talking about it on this show. I don't know why I paused just then, but it's
you
all
want to
out
be dramatic?
Now. Yes, okay. I guess so. Dramatic pause there to start off the show. But starting off the show for real, we've got two news stories. One coming out of Nevada, one coming out of North Carolina.
Okay.
Over in Nevada, we've got another live dealer studio or another live studio coming from MGM.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the MGM live studio at the MGM Grand Hotel Casino.
You know, we did those things are amazing. I love the live studios, the live dealer studios. We actually did a show one time, and this was a long time ago in where were we?
Golden Nugget.
Golden Nugget in Atlantic City.
The very first one.
Yeah. We were sitting at one of the tables, and have the cameras hanging down from the ceiling. So they're pretty impressive.
Yes, no, they're really cool. And this one is at the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino. This is a second one that MGM and Playtech have done, and there's a unique twist with their live dealer studios in Nevada here. They're in the Nevada casino for live players in the casino, but for international online casino players. That's what this is.
Okay, but just so I'm getting this straight, and will live players be playing at the tables that you're saying? Oh,
this is like what we've seen in other casinos where you have live and online together.
Okay,
it's a hybrid.
So
this is international versus.
This is kind of a new thing because when we were in the studio, it was a closed studio. I mean, it was a glass wall, and people were walking by. That's at the Golden Nugget in Atlantic City. But it was a closed studio. Yeah. So, the dealer, and it's an empty table. But there are live players are going to be at these tables with the live dealer.
You know how MGM has, like, the Borgata one?
Yes,
where
I know the Borgata.
That's local, live, and also online, but it's domestic online. Mm-hmm. This is live and international online.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
This
is their second one doing this.
I love what Borgata has because they have the cameras over a roulette wheel, and I think they started Baccarat in another live dealer thing where they just have the cameras on the gaming floor facing the table, and the players are playing around it. You don't see the players' faces because you probably need releases and things like that for them to be on camera. But that it's overlooking the table, and it's pretty cool. I always love doing that. You have that real feel of being inside a casino when you're playing on those Borgata tables.
Yep. Now, MGM Resorts threw this out during one of their conference calls, their earnings calls.
All right.
And it'll be operational first half of 2025, according to what their statements were during the call.
First half of
yeah,
getting another month.
It's
already
time now. It's already built.
Right.
They're just
going
through regulatory approvals, all that stuff.
Sure.
And one of the unique features this MGM Live studio is going to have is a Family Feud branded game.
Huh. All right.
This will be the first Family Feud branded online game, I think. International wise, I don't know about domestic. I got to take a look around. I haven't seen the Family Feud brand anywhere.
Here in New Jersey, we have the online dealer games, and some of them are actually called game shows and they are really like game shows because on your computer and on your phone you can stream them to your TV, like your big screen TV, and it's actually like playing in a game show and you actually winning real money because you're playing along with the game process or whatever you call it, but it's really cool.
Well, they haven't disclosed how this game is going to work.
Okay.
And they haven't disclosed whether it's either online or in person either. but it's going to be in the MGM Live studio.
So this is, I know it's for international because Nevada doesn't have online casinos. Will it be available in New Jersey or other jurisdictions that have online casinos in this country?
We'll have to see.
Okay.
I mean, MGM property is Borgata,
I know.
so Borgata's already doing it.
Yeah, make it happen, MGM. I'd love to see something like this.
But this is the second one that they're doing.
All
There's
right.
another one out there on one of their other properties. So
okay, cool.
We're actually going to be traveling with our subject of this first story here. We're going from Louisiana into Mississippi because we are going into Mississippi to talk about Harlow's Casino Resort and Spa.
Okay.
Never had Harlow's
I'm assuming
on
you're
before.
saying a Louisiana native won
went
something
into Mississippi.
Okay.
We're traveling with them.
Okay.
And this is actually a Churchill Downs property.
All right.
Harlow's Casino Resort and Spa in Mississippi. Actually, Greenville, Mississippi is where they're located. Really nice looking place. I took a look at their website. I've never been there, so
okay.
Really nice looking place. We've got a Louisiana native traveling over the border into Mississippi. He could not sleep, so he decided to go to Harlow's and try his luck. Normally, when I don't sleep, I just get up out of bed and walk around a little bit.
Watch TV or something.
This
like
guy
that.
gets out.
So he wasn't in the hotel, right? He was in Louisiana. So he woke up and he went to Mississippi.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
But obviously, we're talking about it, so it paid off for him.
It paid off big time.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, the news release said he was sitting down. He's played there before. He's won before. He was playing there that night. He won a couple of small jackpots before this, and I had to look this up, and because they didn't say what the bet size was on this.
Okay.
He was playing the IGT Wheel of Fortune Triple Gold $1 machine.
Okay, we've talked about that machine on this show before.
According to the release, it didn't say exactly what he was betting, so I went and took a look at see if they posted it anywhere else on their social media. They did on their Instagram. I actually had to zoom in. It was a $5 bet on this IGT Wheel of Fortune Triple Gold $1 machine that won $3,257,765.67.
All this because of insomnia, huh?
Yes.
Great. Good for him.
And according to the Louisiana native, Harlow's has always been his favorite casino. It's even more so now.
It still is.
Yes.
So.
And this is unusual because the jackpot was not paid out in one lump sum.
Really?
Right. Although he did take the novelty check with the full amount on it, he will be receiving payments of approximately $168,000 per year for the next 20 years.
Okay. Well,
that's how they dole that. That's a lot of money. $3.2 million.
No, it's great. I wonder if the customer has to work that out with the It might work out better for him tax purpose wise, but I don't know. I don't know the tax code in Mississippi or in Louisiana.
The one question I have, and I guess this doesn't hold true because lotteries like this, when you take the lump sum, it's a lot less. I'm assuming this is the full amount.
I don't know. I don't know how that works out.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
They're
doing
doing the annuity. This is the full amount. I don't know
right.
what they do when you do the lump sum.
I'm sure they have to work that out with the customer stuff.
We're leaving Mississippi.
All right.
Heading over to Connecticut.
Connecticut, that's one of two. That's Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun, right?
That's correct.
All right.
Mohegan Sun.
Mohegan Sun.
We're heading over to Mohegan Sun, the Casino of the Sky in Mohegan Sun.
They had a great restaurant, Italian restaurant in Mohegan Sun.
It was like dead center.
Yeah, it was like near a waterfall, I think.
Well, not a real one.
I don't. Yeah, of course not. But I don't know. I don't even know if it's still there or not. But it's like right in the middle part. There's like a mall attached to it, kind of thing.
If I remember correctly, last time I was there, it went from an Italian restaurant to a steakhouse.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't know.
I don't know if the restaurant's still there.
Or they have something here called an Italian steakhouse, so maybe it's both.
Could be both.
Know.
Could be both. But we have a Mohegan Sun guest playing the new Light and Wonder Squid Game slot machine.
Okay, I've never seen it, but
show.
Squid Game is a Netflix show, right? Okay.
Where the idea of the show is teams battle,
okay.
In life and death
puzzles. I've never seen. I've heard of it. I've never
seen an episode either, so I don't know when they say this game features iconic games from the series,
iconic,
red light, green light, tug of war and the glass tile. I don't know what those are, to be honest with you. I've never ever seen the show.
You kind of know you're out of touch with a lot of things when something you've never seen is considered iconic by everyone else. So
I played the online version.
I guess I have
to
look at Squid Game. I have Netflix, so I'll look at Squid Game.
I've actually played the online slot game.
Okay.
Squid Game.
I've never even done that. So
if you don't understand the show, it's confusing. So I don't know what all the symbols are representing or whatever. But there is an online version. Try it out at some point. But this is Light and Wonder Squid Game. We have a $10 bet. Paying out $627,479.43.
I guess I got to start watching Squid Game.
Yes. So. This actually debuted in December of 2024, this game. Mm-hmm. And according to Mohican Sun, it's a fan favorite.
Yeah, all right.
So I don't know if they mean a fan favorite of the game or a fan favorite of the show. Love the game. I don't know. But anyway, leaving Connecticut, we're going to spend the couple jackpots here in Florida. We're going down to Florida.
Okay.
We are crisscrossing the country right now.
Okay. Florida is it's usually Hard Rock we talk about.
Well, that's all that's down there, really.
That's what I'm saying. We usually talk about Hard Rock.
We have Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Tampa.
All right.
We've got a big jackpot from a gambler who was playing the Dragon Link slot machine. Mm-hmm. The casino said he was doing $25 a spin, so he bet $25. Mm-hmm. Watched the symbols flash across and won $199,658.77.
Wow, that's great.
So we have another Dragon Link slot machine. That's another one of those games we're always talking about.
Okay.
Moving over to Seminole Classic Casino in Hollywood, Florida. We've got another Dragon Link slot jackpot.
Right. Dragon Link, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Dragon Link slot, we have...
On both of them, huh?
On both of them. This one was a $7.50 bet.
All right.
The Dragon Link didn't say if it was one of the offshoots of the Dragon Link. This could be just Dragon Link proper.
What are the many different versions of Dragon Link? I mean, it's so hard to keep these in order, you know, like how many Dragon Links there are. There's a ton of Wheel of Fortunes. It's just absolutely incredible. Or what was that one we always talk about? The Huff and Puff and
Huff and Puff, Huff and More Puff,
even
more Puff. Actually, by the way, Huff and Even More Puff has just launched on one of the Jersey casinos. Online version.
I saw a commercial for that, a television commercial. Yes. They had something. We have the new Huff and Puff, and I was like, wow.
It was the Huff and Even More, which has the buzz saws and the hard hats and all that stuff. Yeah.
But this one was a Dragon Link?
Dragon Link, straight Dragon Link, it looks like. Okay. No word on what the offshoot was. But a $7.50 bet, $173,000. So congratulations.
Okay.
We're leaving Florida, and we're going all the way over to Minnesota.
Minnesota.
We don't talk Minnesota casinos too often, but when you have a casino called the Black Bear Casino in Carlton, Minnesota, paying out a jackpot, it's really cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a local, lucky local. Okay. He's in Minnesota. I don't know how close he is to actually Carlton, Minnesota, but he was playing the Buffalo Link slot machine. There's another one we always talk about.
Buffalo.
Actually, it was the lightning buffalo.
Yeah, that's the big animal for slots. The buffalo. That or wolves, and I think I saw a couple with pigs. But buffalo is far and away the biggest animal associated with a slot machine.
Well, we have, according to the casino, and I can't believe they wrote it this way, one thunderous jackpot.
The
thundering
buffalo,
herd,
all that stuff. I got it.
So,
but they're creative, you know. I'm sure a lot of these
they're
PR
stretching their
people
creativity.
Took creative writing in school, and they're putting it to work.
Well, we have no word on the bet size.
All right.
They didn't really do a great job doing the press release without putting the bet size in it.
Well, maybe they don't know.
$149,867.45.
Okay.
From the Black Bear Casino, which is actually a really nice-looking casino.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Now, we're leaving Minnesota, and we're ending up in Nevada for a pair of jackpots at two Boyd Gaming properties. Same day, same type of machine paying out jackpots to two different players. We've got the first one starting at 3 a.m. Pacific time at the Aliante.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how you say Aliante, Casino, Hotel, Spa. I like how they have Casino plus Hotel plus Spa in their name. It's not dashes. It's not an and. It's a plus.
Just a little look behind the scenes here. You give me like what you're going to talk about, and I saw that Aliante Casino plus Hotel plus Spa. I was
That's
like,
how they list it.
What are you doing?
I'm adding that all together into a resort experience.
I don't know. Okay, but I didn't know what you were doing.
I guess if you look at it, casino plus hotel plus spa equals resort. Maybe that's an equation. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good marketing tool because people are talking about it. We're talking about it. So.
But we have the Aliante at
right.
3 a.m. Pacific time. We have a guest playing $17.60 on the Dancing Drum slot.
Okay, that's a fun slot.
I have not played that yet.
Dancing drums?
I have
played
not.
Dancing drums.
I haven't. I have not played it.
I thought everyone played dancing drums.
I have not played dancing drums.
That's
I have not
one
played
of the most
dancing
popular
drums.
slots in the world.
I have not played dancing drums. I have
Okay.
not played Dancing Drums Explosion. I have not played the new version of Dancing Drums that's out there yet.
Okay, first off, I played dancing drums. I could have been playing either one of those. I wouldn't know. All I know is I'm playing a dancing drums slot machine. So.
Well, we have a 17.
That's what I'm talking about when I play dancing drums. I don't know what
the family
version,
of dancing.
I don't know
drums.
what version
Yes.
of dancing drums I was.
But we have here a $17.60 bet on the Dancing Drums machine at Aliante, paying out $118,726.
Wow. Never happened to me when I was playing dancing. Whatever dancing drums I was playing, I never won that.
Now, according to Boyd's press release, just about 12 hours later, same day, or I guess same day,
12 hours later,
over at the Suncoast Casino.
All right,
we have an $8.80 bet on the Dancing Drum slot machine.
Oh, okay.
Which paid out $135,472.
Oh.
Smaller bet, bigger jackpot.
Ah,
kind of weird, but interesting.
Way to go, Light and Wonder, because that's who makes it, right?
Yep,
Dancing
Light and
Drum?
Wonder's Dancing Drums, and congratulations to Boyd Gaming Properties, too.
Yeah, good.
Congratulations to all our winners this week. We only do $100,000 or more. There's a lot more winners out there, so congratulations to everybody out there that's won in the casinos or lottery, even sports betting and Keno and and bingo as well. There's always bingo jackpots.
Yep. We've had bingo jackpots.
Yeah, we've had bingo jackpots. Bingo's pretty big in a lot of the casinos, too.
They have rooms dedicated to bingo.
Exactly. So congratulations to everybody out there. As always, game announcements, press releases, news, info at TurnpikeSportsRadio.com. I'll be back next week with another collection of jackpots for everybody.
Well, that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time with House of Cards.